You put in the reps, you wake up early, you hit the gym, and you stick to the schedule. You do everything right. But eventually, the very routines that got you here will stop you cold. We're told that building a rock-solid routine is the finish line for success. Yet, if you look closely at highly consistent people, they often hit a wall. They put in the same hours, but their progress flatlines. They become perfectly, painfully average. To understand why this happens, we have to look at the work of James Clear in his book Atomic Habits. Specifically, we need to decode a concept buried near the end of the book: the hidden downside of creating good habits. When you first start a new behavior, the challenge forces you to grow. But as that behavior becomes second nature, the mental effort drops. The exact mechanism that makes a habit helpful in the beginning limits your growth later on. Your most powerful tool for self-improvement has a hidden expiration date. If you cross it without realizing it, you trade continuous growth for permanent stagnation. Every habit starts with a biological payoff. When you face a recurring problem, your brain works to automate the solution. It moves the task to autopilot to save energy and free up your conscious attention for other things. With each repetition, you don't have to think as hard. You lock in on the cues that predict success and tune out everything else. The action requires progressively less brain power over time. But this biological efficiency comes with a steep cost. Once a behavior is fully automated, you become less sensitive to feedback. You stop paying attention to small errors. Because it feels good enough, you stop pushing your limits entirely. This chart illustrates automaticity. It shows how a behavior requires less conscious attention until it crosses the habit line. Beyond this line, the curve flattens out into the plateau of latent potential. You still put in the physical time, but you achieve zero new growth. Mindless repetition only reinforces your current skill level. You aren't getting better through experience alone. You're simply perfecting a performance that has already stalled. You see this in the lifter who moves the exact same weights for 6 months and wonders why their body hasn't changed, or the student who highlights the same notes for hours, but the student never improves their test scores. This graph shows the actual path to mastery. Instead of a flat plateau, mastery requires progressively layering improvements. Each habit becomes the foundation for the next challenge. Notice where the flat lines break upward. To make that jump, you must actively reintroduce conscious effort. This gives us a specific formula for separating the good from the great. Habits plus deliberate practice equals mastery. Habits provide the foundation of consistency. Deliberate practice is the active engine required to build greatness on top of it. So how do you systematically break out of your own autopilot traps and ensure you are actually improving today? First, establish a system for reflection and review. Set aside time each week to audit your routines. Ask yourself if your current habits are still driving results, or if you're just burning time on tasks that are no longer effective. Second, artificially inject friction. The moment a task feels easy and mindless, that is your signal to increase the difficulty. Force yourself to push 1% beyond your current comfort zone to stay engaged. Third, continually upgrade your systems. The beliefs and routines that got you to your current level might be the exact things holding you back from the next one. Don't cling to an old routine just because it's familiar. Blind habits lead to complacency. Avoiding the autopilot trap requires continuous reflection and choosing the friction of improvement over the comfort of routine. Take a look at your own daily routines right now. Head down to the comments and let me know, what is the single habit you plan to manually upgrade this week? Movement without reflection is aimless. True progress requires you to manually steer your evolution, rather than letting your